This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakura-ko. What's up guys, this is Coach Donnie from Elevate Yourself, where we change lives through volleyball, training, and inspirational content. Welcome to my volleyball coach reaction to Haikyuu Season 1, Episode 7, Round 2. I totally agree with this statement that the relationship between Kageyama and Suga is very underappreciated, especially when you compare that to the relationship between Oikawa and Kageyama. There's no way that Kageyama becomes the great setter that he becomes without the mentorship of Suga and someone that truly models that team first mentality. I mean, you got this upperclassman who should be a starter in his last year of high school, but he gladly gives it up for someone who is better than him for the benefit of the team, compared to Oikawa where it's all about himself. And that is the power of mentorship and being a good role model. I also was surprised when I noticed the detail that Kageyama was consulted regarding the starting lineup, specifically with Hinata. It's funny how you guys have seen this anime so many times and are still noticing new details. Thanks for clarifying that the very last match between Inari and Karasuno during the last game of Season 4 was actually not the finals. And if I remember correctly, I think they play Hoshiyumi's team, so we get to finally see him play. But the fact that that wasn't the finals and I was just sweating and going crazy over that game, I don't know if I can handle another intense game at that same tournament. Now let's get this Haikyuu party started. Karasuno wins their first game against Ahoba Josai. Oh, K-pop is here. Bachirides. The fact that Oikawa was the one that specifically asked to play against Kageyama. One, that shows that he has too much power and too much say for the team. The goal should be, how can we make this scrimmage better for the team, not just for Oikawa. That should be the focus. But this is before I even learned about the rivalry between those two setters and how much Oikawa was just wanting so badly to be better than Kageyama, even though Kageyama is a lot younger. And imagine if Oikawa did mentor Kageyama and made Kageyama better. That would have just made Oikawa even better, because then he has a better training partner. They could have been best buddies and done so much setter training and could have easily made each other the two best setters in Japan. But that's what happens when you're selfish. Both people lose out. That's where we first learned about his K-pop group here. I love Tanaka's facial expressions. But everyone's happy to see him though. At least his teammates. Yeah, that's funny that if Kageyama's saying he's got a bad personality, he must be pretty bad. Kitagawa. The Great King. Tobio-chan. There's a lot of people trying to get under Kageyama's skin. Oh, isn't that interesting? This is a great lesson we could take from Kageyama, that even though K-pop was a total jerk to him and didn't want to teach him anything, the fact that Kageyama still found a learning opportunity out of such a negative experience. Sometimes players will complain to me and say, I can't get better because the coach doesn't like me, or I never get my opportunities, or these other players start over me and I just sit the bench. Let's learn from Kageyama that no matter how bad the situation is, you can at least learn by observing players that are better than you. And just observing and imitating is one of the oldest and most effective ways to improve yourself. If you guys have been enjoying my reaction videos, please consider supporting the channel by leaving a super thanks in the comments below, signing up for the Patreon where you also get early access to all the Haikyuu reaction videos 5 days before I post it to the public, or you could purchase some Elevate apparel and get 5% off with my discount code linked below. Now let's get back to the video. Sabor block, working on my Japanese. Ooh, that is a really nice drawing. What's funny is this is not even an important scene, but this illustration is amazing. One thing I like is how the neck muscles are coming out here. You got the wrinkles below the chin just to show that intense grimace. Of course, we got the wrinkle lines here to show the scrunching of the nose, but I love that thick, scratchy outline to communicate the energy of what Tanaka is feeling. Let's see what Oikawa does for his warm-up. You gotta admit though, what high school kid does not want a fangirl base? That's Tanaka's facial expression. Ho ho. Tanaka's facial expression number 5 already. That's a rare mistake from Suki. Usually he actually has pretty good ball control. Notice that he says we're in a crisis with a smile. That's confidence. You gotta give it to K-pop. Leave the rest to your senpai. I think I found an animation error. So if you think about the motion of where the hair should flail, usually I'm obsessing over how great the delayed flow of the hair is to make it feel more organic. But here, if Kageyama is putting his head down like that, the hair should go up and then down and flop downward. But right now it looks like it's flopping to the side, and that felt off. I mean, this actual sequence was only half a second. So what's interesting about animation is that if something feels off, it's because your brain is processing the images much faster than you can consciously process. So if you're ever doing animation, if it feels off, you got to go back and check your work and look at every frame and really think about the physics behind it, because if it feels off, it's probably off. So let's watch this again. Yeah, see how it goes down and then this hair waves to the side. It should go downward. Pinch saba. That's the first time I learned this word. That is true. If you can't pass, it doesn't matter how great your attackers are. Oh, we got to first learn about Oikawa's amazing serve there. And he aims for Tsuki. I like this music though. Slapping the bass. Oh, so he's been studying on the sideline. Yeah, you gotta give K-pop more credit. He wasn't just warming up, he is studying the game on the side. I gotta mention this. The funniest part about this sequence is I'm one of the better jump servers on my team, and this was our game plan to serve the weakest passer when I was playing in my volleyball league on Thursday nights. And what's even more hilarious is the person I was targeting, who was their weakest passer, was also wearing red in position 1. So I was serving from right to left. And the big reason why we beat that team is because we all targeted that team. But I think I served this guy like 4 or 5 times every time I went back. Even though it wasn't an ace every time, I forced him to pass or forced him to overpass. So you guys gotta see the clips of this happening in real life. And he's wearing red. This is so funny. It would have been even crazier if he was wearing glasses. His fanboy. It's funny how Tsuki's fanboy is not a group of girls, it's Yamaguchi. I like how Hinata's admitting that he does not like Tsuki. Is Hinata the only one that calls him the Great King? Ooh, Hinata repeating lessons back to Tsuki. Oh, that's right. They don't have a libero right now because Nishinoya hasn't come in yet. I love these diagrams because you get to see kind of like a pre-Nishinoya version of Karasuno and all the adaptations that they had to make. Daichi is essentially putting himself in the middle of the court to take as much space as possible. I would just literally hide Tsuki at the way back corner and maybe have Inoshita come further off the net, and that's your best chance. Yamaguchi's still yelling Tsuki. Oh. Earning the overpass. By the way, most people don't have this much time to just talk out loud in a rally. Alright! Oh, running a slide already with Kindaichi. Wow, he got a soft block. In that transition. Oh, he does set it. That's such a cool scene where it's upside down. We gotta replay that soon. Making eye contact with K-pop. Oh, this was one of my first favorite scenes of Haikyuu. That was amazing. Hey, the ref's eyes are actually open this time. What a cool view where you get to see the reason why it's upside down. If you do a test and you actually have to look at where you're back setting, you actually have to do that upside down view. Man, such a good idea for that camera angle. Looking upside down. Floating attack from Hinata. Activating Super Saiyan level. And then just that wind blowing past Oikawa with that hair. And the jersey's just fluttering. That's an interesting look from Hinata. I don't know if he's supposed to look surprised, but he looks like he's about to vomit. Everyone's upset except for K-pop, because he can recognize the skill. Even the coach is impressed. I like how Tsuga is even guiding Takeda Sensei about how to be a better coach. And we always appreciate Takeda Sensei's perspective because it's so fresh since he doesn't know a lot about volleyball. Hinata's like, I'm just trying to play volleyball. Brazil. The future is right there with Coach Ukai. What's interesting about this freeze frame illustration is there's a volleyball on the floor, and I was trying to imagine what that scene would look like because it's kind of airbrushed on the edges as well as he's talking about his vision for the team. But having a volleyball there just makes that feel a little bit more sentimental. I don't know what it is about just adding that volleyball there. Maybe you guys can tell me, or if you even notice it, but just makes that scene just feel like a little dreamier. And he sees their potential, and everyone's just listening to him. That's right, Takeda Sensei is so poetic. That's right. Some nice water flow animation. Awkward pause. Yeah, sometimes you're just better off without bad attitudes. Here's another cool detail. As Kindaichi is talking, he's in front of a mirror and you actually see the reflection of his mirror also moving at the same pace here. That's another cool aspect to show some depth of the room, but also to make it more realistic because they are in the bathroom here. Kindaichi really wants him to apologize, but Kageyama's just accepting everything. I just love how Kageyama just took all that. He knows he deserves it. And he said we. Kindaichi wants him to be the same. He wants an object of hate. That's right, they're getting ready to fight. Oikawa tends to tilt his head a lot. Just watch, at the end of a lot of statements, he'll just do that. Yeah, and Oikawa wasn't there from the beginning, so I'm sure everyone recognizes that. He's providing a very accurate analysis, but I still wouldn't do this to another team. But this is how much confidence Oikawa has in his own skills. I like how he's holding on to Tsuki like he's the one that needs to work on his receives. Aha, that's when they'll see each other officially. Nothing can get to Daichi. And Tanaka's already getting excited. Yeah, the guardian deity. Now it's time for our halftime snack time, brought to you by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako, which is a monthly subscription service where you get authentic Japanese snacks delivered straight to your door every month. Each month has a different theme with a different variety of snacks. So let's unbox these bad boys and see what's inside. The Tokyo Treat box usually includes a more modern selection of Japanese snacks, and this month's theme is Sugoi Summer. August in Japan means it's a summer holiday, so this month's box is full of tasty and limited edition summer-themed treats like Chupa Chups strawberry cream soda and watermelon seed ramune candy. There we got our Chupa Chups cream soda. Every soda has been really yummy. I personally love soda and I actually try not to drink too much, but when we're watching Haikyuu together, we gotta make an exception. Let's see how much of a fizz we can get. Oh, that's a nice high-pitched pop. That's refreshing. One thing I love about the Japanese style sodas is that the carbonation almost has smaller bubbles, so it's like a little crispier without making you burp too much. And also the sodas aren't super sweet. They are lightly sweetened and the flavor that it talks about definitely shows through. So I definitely get a strawberry cream soda feeling from this without feeling overwhelmed with syrup. Refreshing. Definitely great for a summer day. Watermelon seed candy. Never had anything like this before. I'm super excited to try this out. I wonder if it's supposed to have the texture of watermelon seeds or if it's actually watermelon seeds. Okay, so they're not real watermelon seeds, but they're supposed to look like them. See how it tastes here. Oh, wow. Okay, so you got that nice candy artificial flavor of watermelon really busting in your mouth, and the crunchiness like you're eating a watermelon seed. This is actually really yummy. And I know I said artificial tasting earlier, but that isn't always a bad thing because you kind of like that candy-like flavor of a fruit version sometimes. Definitely goes well with the cream soda. Now let's see what's inside the Sakurako box. Okinawa cinnamon cookie. Excited to try snacks from Okinawa. I've heard a lot about the island. Definitely want to visit there someday, so I'm excited to see what their type of snacks taste like. Let's see if it's crunchy. I just had to let the flavor sink in a little bit more before I spoke. Actually pretty buttery in a good way. It's smooth, the cinnamon's very subtle, not overpowering, and of course, just like many of the other Japanese snacks, not super sweet, and this would probably go very well with a nice green tea. And a lot of the snacks in the Sakurako box are meant to be eaten with green tea. Man, that is yummy. It's also toasted too, like it's been freshly baked. Got the orange snack now. This does feel a little squishy, so I'm excited to see what this is. It doesn't feel like bread, but it is orange themed. Can you smell it? Oh, it smells like orange peel. Let's see what's inside here. Man, I wish I had some green tea to dip this in. It's a very soft, spongy bread with a hint of orange on the inside, like an orange paste. I will drink it with my Chupa soda though. So which box should you choose if you want to order your own? Tokyo Treat has a more modern selection of snacks like we talked about, and Sakurako has a more traditional selection of authentic Japanese snacks. And the best part is you get different snacks every month and you will never get tired of them. Use my discount code and link in the description box to get $5 off your first order today. To get $5 off your first order of Sakurako and Tokyo Treat, plus the commission I get from your order goes directly back to support Elevate Yourself. Enjoy Okinawa's finest summer treats from Sakurako this month. Sakurako is partnering with Ogimi villages in Okinawa. They have the highest life expectancy in the world, and they have snacks with ingredients grown right there: shikawasa manju and Okinawa cinnamon cookies. Do we get to see the guardian deity in the halftime? Oh no. Very appropriate that Oikawa gets to have his first serve here since he first showed up. That is his other teammate. I forgot his name from the middle school. It's interesting that, that Oikawa's admitting that his toss is better, like setting wise, I think. Adding on to what I just said, I think it's important that actually Oikawa acknowledges that Kageyama's setting is a little bit sharper. It doesn't mean that Oikawa's giving up and admitting defeat to the setting. I think Oikawa here is saying that Kageyama is a more talented setter, but I will try to beat him in other ways, such as being a better server, blocker, maybe defender, and maybe just being smarter. And it's okay to acknowledge when someone else is a little stronger in some aspects, because that's going to motivate you to try to beat them in other ways and be more creative versus always coming up against a wall in a losing battle that you know someone's going to beat you at. I'm definitely starting to appreciate that part of Oikawa's character. Me too. That's Oikawa's friends that keeps him in check. Takeda says his eyes are huge. Just noticed that, they're like extra big, and he's got glasses. Makes it look even bigger. This is planting the seed for Coach Ukai. And I like that Takeda Sensei didn't take that statement personally, because Daichi's just being honest. Sakanoshita shop. Is that the shop? Is that the bakery? Is that where we get the first hint of who he's gonna ask? Oh, look at that determination, those eyebrows pointing downward. Evidence of Nishinoya. Man, I love how Suga is saying we can fix it and still use it. When you first watch this, you think he's just talking about the broom, but what he's really talking about is just maybe the brokenness of the team. How that one moment where Nishinoya just got so frustrated and Asahi got so frustrated, and now those two players are maybe those two ends of the broomsticks that just broke apart and left the team because of that intense moment. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about how beautiful this poetic parallel is. And he says we can fix it and still use it. Like maybe he can bring the team back together, bring Asahi and Nishinoya back together to be part of the team again. Am I reading too deep into this, or is that just like one of the coolest analogies there? He says that with such sadness, and Daichi knows what he's talking about. I feel like this anime is meant to be watched multiple times, because you're not going to notice these things that first time around. Come on, get some curry buns. Oh, that's cute. Give him a little treat. Yeah, it is the Sakanoshita shop. Asking again. I think it's good that they're recognizing that they would have been a lot tougher if Oikawa started with him from the beginning. Shiwatorizawa. I get excited just hearing that name. They're definitely one of my more favorite teams to watch in Haikyuu. Oh, okay, so Kageyama wanted to play for a great coach. The legend. The real Akuma. Goki. Oh, this is where Kageyama first talked to Suga before he started going to the school. This is probably a pretty disappointing experience when Kageyama, his entire life evolves around volleyball, and he wanted to go to Karasuno. Actually, we realized he wanted to go to Shiratoizawa first, but he ended up choosing Karasuno as a second choice because of a legendary coach. And I feel bad for all the players that get recruited to these colleges that want to go there to play for a specific coach, and by the time they get there, the coach ends up transferring or coaching at another school. Kind of reminds me of that. That was cute. Hinata saluting him. Yeah, this was his first official game. Hinata actually did really well, and he ended up spiking with his eyes open towards the end. Although we didn't see a lot of his errors based on what Kageyama said. Hinata goes immediately back into pressure mode. Hey Spiker, you know what would have been really cool is they just did some generic volleyball player silhouettes here. I think it would have been even cooler if they did black outlines of Nishinoya and Asahi here, because another teaser, but we haven't seen them yet. So if I'm still watching this for the first time, I wouldn't know who they are, but you definitely appreciate it that second time around. That would have been a cool way to elevate the scene a little bit more. The guardian deity. I get excited just hearing that name. Oh, we got that sentimental music playing now. Everyone knows what happens except for the first time audience viewers. Come on, as Daichi's giving yet another great leadership inspirational speech when he says it can actually happen. There's a shooting star. Come on. Boom. That was that was a cool detail. Delinquent. Yeah, if you're gonna get suspended, do it like Draymond Green. Do it because you're just so intense and so fired up and so competitive. Cocky as hell, Kageyama. Now we get to see the first appearance. Intercepting the jump serve. Oh, he's gonna hit the water bottle, but Hinata intercepts. Oh, that's funny. Now we get the real, true interception. Coming in so cool. No warm-up, coming in with that easy absorption. Let's observe his passing technique. Okay, the first step to passing cool is you gotta throw off your jacket right before you're gonna make a great pass. And you see how his hips are just above knee level, his knees are bent forward, shoulders are shrugged forward, platform at waist level in front of your knees and away from your body. And then you see how he falls back and pulls his platform down to absorb the power from Kageyama. Great passing technique there. And we have a wide stance. You want a wide stance for better stability. And then pick up your jacket afterward. I like how that's his first word. Let's watch this teaser preview. Oh, we even get to see a glimpse of Asahi. Do we get to see Asahi and Nishinoya at the same time? Here's my immediate reaction to episode 7. Getting chills just thinking about adding Nishinoya and Asahi to the team. And you gotta appreciate how they introduced these members in creative ways. It wasn't just Nishinoya walking into the gym and saying, "Hi, I'm Nishinoya, I'm back from my suspension." He came in hot, interrupting Kageyama's best serve and passing it so easily. And that scene in the closet, that just makes me sad. Just knowing how there was so much tension in that moment that caused two really great members of the team to leave the team. And now I get to listen to the music and enjoy some of those elements that really add to those sentimental moments. I want to highlight Takeda Sensei's reaction again, of where he wasn't too above himself to recognize that he is limited in his coaching ability, and he saw the potential of Karasuno and how amazing they could be, so he's going to need some extra help. But I think the average adult would take offense if a younger person said, "We need someone who's more experienced to guide us." And you gotta love Takeda Sensei's humility. Don't forget to order your own Sakurako and Tokyo Treat snacks and use my discount code to get $5 off your first order.